Another year's gone by. I'm so glad you're with me. The way you lift me up with the love you give me. It's good to know that you'll be mine when days are blue. Oh, what a dream come true.
Welcome back to the Orange is the New Black podcast. Yeah, it's back. Season, what is it, 5 or 6? What are we on?
Five.
Season 5. We are back. That's all that matters. It's so awesome. I am Rob Southgate and...
Martha Southgate.
Wow, Martha, we are ready to do this thing again. Another season.
Yes. So this one was called Riot FOMO.
FOMO. Yes. Season 5, Episode 1.
As the standoff at the prison spirals into a full-blown riot, enterprising inmates take advantage of the confusion, and Tasty confronts Caputo. Okay,
that's pretty much it.
That is so...
That's the whole thing.
Really...
concise?
Yeah. That's a tidbit of what went on.
Yeah, well,
in this
really,
episode.
As we were watching it and I was thinking about us talking about it, I was having a hard time figuring out how are we going to talk about it, because it was utter chaos.
Yes.
And how would you write a description of this? I mean, it was chaos.
I would have just said chaos. Chaos ensued.
But what if people confuse that with get smart?
Well, I wouldn't put periods between each one.
Clever.
Not unlike that one's period.
What? So many periods.
So there was a lot of period talk in this one.
I'm going to also say, I'm going to forget names. This happens to me every season as we start up. I start getting names confused.
Well, we are already there. We don't know anybody's
So
names.
I'm just going to lay that out there. It was Mouse is the one that had the period. That's what they used to call her.
Mm-hmm.
Who
was going into Luchek's
cage there. That was so
And he
gross,
lets her in and he's like, "Oh, are you hurt?" And she's like, "No, it's just period."
perfect.
Oh my gosh. His face.
Yeah.
His face. And he's like, "Get out." Ew, get out.
Gross. So the episode started right where last season left off with Daya holding the gun. Well, yeah, but I didn't know if that's how they were going to start it, because we left off with her holding the gun. It could have come back and had the season pick up like she's in Max and whatever. No.
I see what you mean.
This went right into it.
I'll give you that.
And it didn't end. We didn't end with the riot being resolved.
No, we have no resolution.
I mean, this could go on easily one, maybe even more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty shocked by this whole thing.
I don't see this ending
anytime
very soon, especially because the one Diablo one.
Yeah. What's
her name? I'm the worst.
Yeah, I'm the worst too. Flores, the one with that was locking everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She barricaded all the doors.
Right. Well, that was because it's a riot and they're going to do a lock-in.
No, but nobody inside the building's going to be able to take over. So
yeah, but
how are
we were already getting hints. Those two guards are in where the food is and they've got it all locked up. Okay, they're not getting through that. If they were, they would have already done it. So there's no food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, already Flacco was complaining, "I'm hungry."
Yeah, she was.
So you've got
that would have been me.
But you don't have a lot of I would say strong will to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain ones. Flores, sure. Remember when she stood on the table and stood there for so long and peed? Yeah, she will go for a week. But Flacca?
No.
But
she can't get out.
Right.
What would she do?
Right.
Is my point. There's nothing that anyone inside the building can really do because unless they work their way through her barricades, but
you mean to get out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, this is a stalemate. The prisoners that don't want to be part of it can't help but be part of it. Even when they're trying to stay at the peripheral, everybody's guilty now. And that was why when she shot him, when Daya shot that guard, some of them were reacting like, we need to not even be here.
Yeah, we're in big trouble.
And others were like, no, do this.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really interesting watching how it escalated and how certain characters gripped it and others were like, this is really bad.
Well, what they were doing was saying, we've already done it. now we've got to commit fully,
Right,
because
right.
we're already in trouble,
Right.
and so now we've got to just see how far we can take this.
And
That's why they were like, just kill him now. Like, and then you got to kill her because she witnessed it. The other, whatever her name is.
yeah,
I'm so bad with it.
McMurray. We'll go with Fred McMurray.
And you'd think that we could just Google,
no,
and then
that's not how it
actually be
works.
prepared. But we just like to watch the episode and then jump into the next one. And then we don't really.
And then we can't remember names. And
We're
But you know
doing
what?
the
It's
best
okay.
we can.
It's okay.
We're doing the best we can. And isn't it more fun when you guys get to decide who we're
That's
talking
right.
about? You get to. It's like a little puzzle.
But the blonde guard, the female blonde guard,
And
She-
Artesian.
yeah, Artesian McMurdy or something. But she, man, I felt for her too, because last season she wasn't one of the bad guys. She seemed to be one that was kind of closing her eyes to it, but she wasn't a bad guy. Like when this was going down, I thought, she doesn't deserve to get shot here. That guy, if anyone was going to get shot, that scumbag needed to get shot.
Yeah.
And then he didn't have underwear
He's a bad
on.
guy.
That was gross. And
Yeah.
the whole
He's
thing.
just he's a monster. So after he's shot, and they've got to. I mean, they've got to do something. The guy was like bleeding out,
Right.
and he's gonna die.
Yeah, you could tell too the way they did it. You could tell they hit a vein or an artery or something, because it was getting dark red really
And-
fast.
and then
you're like,
you've
oh,
got-
God. Who? Brissette?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
And
Gloria?
Brissette has the training, and I used to be a fireman, and he has to make a crack. Really?
Yeah.
The gunshot didn't.
Yeah, the guy
wake
has to
you
make
up?
that crack at Brissette. And Brissette was right. You just lay on my floor and die.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't do anything. Not my problem.
Yeah.
Understandable. I mean, that guy,
If
what
a
they let
scum.
him die without trying, it can be really worse for them.
should we have it over here? And then I can just hit the button. Now we have to wait for it to play all the way through. Or can you turn it off? Will that still pick up from upstairs?
It would be so much worse for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand. They Gloria's right. You got to save her or
Yeah.
save him. But the guy is a scumbag.
Yes.
Or at least you got to try,
Yeah, as long as they've tried. If they can show we tried, we did this is what we tried to get the bullet out and bloody blah.
Right. We tried to make the right
we made
moves.
him
We got him to
comfortable.
the
We got him to to the medical ward or whatever.
Now this was something
That's going to go a long way.
This
but
was something
that's not going to
interesting.
save Daya.
I didn't realize. You don't get a scope of how big Litchfield is. This one gave me a different perspective. If you watch this one, like Caputo's in his office, how does he not know? He hears the alarm and everything, but when you're in like there where the prisoners are and everything, it's freaking loud.
No, but they're in a different building.
Is it a different
I
building?
thought they were looking across. He was in a different area looking across at the other building going, what's going on over there?
Really? I thought that it was like a different shape. I didn't think there were two buildings. I thought it was one, but maybe you're right.
And either that or
Because you never see Caputo like walking from an office
no.
into the prison. So I assumed it was in the prison, but I assumed, okay, there's a wing where these offices are,
That could be.
but they could be pretty far because
But they got in.
But
so-
it's just telling me how big Litchfield is, because
Yes.
there were other scenes where people were like when they're running down the hallway and it's super loud, and then they're in like that commissary area, it's
Mhm.
super loud. Where that one guard was holding the 6, super loud.
Yeah.
And then you go to where where it's not the commissary, but where their store is. Maybe it is. Maybe
It
that
was
is the
not as
commissary.
loud.
That no,
But
you
that's
hardly
the
hear it.
entrance. That's right where they come, where the prisoners get
Is it?
checked in. It's up near the front of the.
So it's
of
just
the
I think that I
prison.
need to see the size and everything of the prison. I don't know what
But
it
they
is.
were looking out the window at the other side, and there was a building. It may be that it was the same building, but just a
Like a
different.
U-shape or
yeah, if it's a
something.
U. But they were looking out there, and he goes, "What is going on over there?"
Wow. Yeah, I didn't. I've never thought about how big it actually was. I knew it was. I mean, it's a prison, but I figured it was fairly small. But this made me think. I think it's bigger than I think.
Mm.
And man, one thing I loved in this episode is, well, it's actually two things that are one thing. The sound is the one thing, but it's two separate things about the sound. One was that alarm going off.
Yes.
Was unsettling through the whole thing. It was making me anxious. I was very invested in the episode because I kept watching, thinking, what is going on? And I loved how they played that out. And they're like, look, this alarm is making it really bad here.
Yes.
And then Mouse is the one that finally clipped the blue wire after Loopcheck
I
told
thought she
her
was going to burn the place down, and they were barricaded in.
Right.
Like they could
That would've
all
been really
be
bad.
incinerated.
Although when she cut the main power, she's using those crappy scissors.
How did she
I'm like,
not get electrocuted?
yeah, well, first of all, unless it tripped, but main power is going to be on a big breaker. It's not going to be something you can clip with some scissors like that. That actually looked more like an internet wire to me. But okay, we got to suspend some disbelief here.
But when you were talking about the sound before,
the sound was great.
How they did that buzzer without it drowning out the dialogue, without it irritating to the point that you couldn't pay attention to the story. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was just enough to make you unsettled.
Yeah.
But they
and
also
to keep you really
when
tense.
Tasty was talking to Caputo, and Tasty said, was like, say this, and he goes, they're not going to hear it over this buzzer. That's another point where you realize that buzzer is probably even a lot louder than what we're experiencing.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm feeling unsettled, but imagine if they put it up to full volume. You first of all, you wouldn't hear the dialogue. Second of all, it would be unwatchable.
Well, and then he said it.
It'd be torture.
He said that, and then Tasty was like, what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, see?
It was that what where you were like, okay, we could clearly hear him. He's speaking he was kind of yelling it. Yeah, that must be really bad. The other sound thing before I go on was the way they edited the sound for the riot. Like I was saying, you go to certain areas, it's louder. Certain areas, it's softer. Some places, it's disappeared. But really, when you paid attention, you were hearing activity all the time. Activity, voices, feet
running,
moving,
yes, whatever it was,
bangs here and there. But it was like, you know what? This was probably pretty accurate. You would have this like nonstop noise going on, and that's pretty bold to have that much noise going on with a buzzer on a show, because you could lose an audience if you irritate them too much. But it was just done so
well, and we got some good Big Tasty.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, Big Cindy. Oh my gosh, I'm mixing up their names now.
Yeah, no.
Big Cindy I love her so much. We got a teeny bit of Suzanne. I love the fact
we got
that
a heartbreaker.
that
Suzanne is what we got.
But that guard is in there, and he's shackled.
And he's between
the two that he made fight in the season finale.
Man, the girlfriend, the other girl, her face is
she is beat up.
Yeah, and poor Suzanne has to lay there. I mean, I'm sure that's killing her looking at her. Now this guy is there.
But they have access to him.
Right. I don't think they're going to do anything to him other than verbally torture him. But you don't know.
We'll see.
You don't know.
We'll see. It depends on how mad they are.
I wonder if they're locked down too, though.
You think they're shackled?
Yeah, probably, because the inmates, I can't imagine they let them just like have access to anything in that medical area unless there's a guard right there. So they probably shackle them down too. It's my guess.
I would think so.
Let's see. What else did we see? So Daya.
But somebody could let them out now because
that's right.
Inmates are in control.
So Daya shot this guy.
Yeah, she's in bad shape. We really thought she was going to kill herself.
I was going to say, I really thought she was about to kill herself. And when she went and called her mom, when she finally like realized the gravity of her situation.
Well, she didn't realize it until Team Floritza.
Team Floritza
told her.
She was totally in shock from the whole thing. Because remember, she's laying there and she's like, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep. She was like, she was in a fugue state. She was completely out of it.
Yeah.
And then it was when the other one said, when Flocka and
Floritza.
Team Floritza said, what's your name going to be? Oh, you're going to go to Max. Yeah. Then all of a sudden it was like,
oh my gosh, I'm going to Max.
I shot somebody. That's why she was sitting there holding the gun.
She could have been out of there.
Yeah.
She was due to leave.
Yeah.
And
yeah, no, she's way screwed. She shot a guard. If he dies, she's never getting out. Now,
well,
he didn't die,
even if not,
and
she
there will be
started
charges.
the riot.
There will be charges against him because all the stuff is going to come out. There's no way it's not, especially with that video getting released.
Yes.
He tweeted that thing out, and you know that it went out because you saw the head guy watching it from home. That company is screwed.
Right.
And this is all going to start pouring out.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all in trouble. Yeah. Okay, so Piper has 3 months left on her sentence.
And Piper truly started this.
Yes.
I mean, of all of the all of them,
if you go back to the very root,
Piper truly
led us to this point.
Led them to this point because
of her panty business.
She created the white supremacist movement in the
oh my gosh!
prison.
How about that scene when the guards got control of the skinhead and the other one, and they're like, "You should have shaved your hair," and she's like, "I'm not a Nazi skinhead. I'm
a white supremacist."
No, she goes, "I'm alt-right or whatever."
Yeah, but she said, "I'm a white supremacist."
Yeah, like it's very different. You're like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" The labels we all have to have when you're essentially just spewing hate, which is what was going on there. Oh my gosh. Let's see what.
And the entire time, freaking Piper, all she can think about is, "Hey, let's go screw around."
Yeah, she wanted sex.
It's like, really?
She was like ignorant to what was going on.
She is so vapid. I swear. She's just such a narcissist.
Yeah,
and she's so
well. And Alex was right on.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex was not only handling the situation well, and typically Alex does, but when Alex is saying, like, this is really bad, there's going to be, enforcement everywhere here. There's going to be investigations. And that guard that was murdered that they know about is going to come up. They might start asking questions.
Well, she said someone who's not stupid.
Right.
Because she got to work around it because she had stupid people she had to convince.
Right.
But she's like, this is going to go way bigger. Yeah. And somebody who is not an idiot is going to look at this again, and I am screwed. But once again, Piper. And then that was pretty funny, though, when they got that woman that worked for the prison.
Alex is finally like, okay, fine. And then that woman.
Oh, my gosh.
Caputo's girlfriend, we'll call her.
And they're like, take your shoes off. What? No, you can't have my shoes, too.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't want your shoes. Just shut up.
The jacket goes with the outfit.
Oh, seriously.
She takes off, and Piper goes, it didn't do anything for your waist.
Yeah, no, it made you boxy. It looked boxy.
That was great.
Oh, that was funny.
She's Piper on the outside.
Yeah.
But is this going to, Piper, she said she only has 3 months. Is this going to be the final season with Piper? Because they could do that.
Mm.
Originally the show was about Piper. It's not about Piper anymore.
It hasn't been about Piper in a very long time.
No, but they could do that. I think we're at a point where unless this riot causes everybody's sentence to be extended for some reason while they sort it out.
Which they really can't afford that.
Right. So I don't know what goes on here. Now I would say we're at season 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
An interesting choice might be to go outside of the prison for a season. Have the girls that we know that are in prison still flashing back to them, but have a season where you've got Alex outside.
Well, we did that.
She didn't live outside. She was out for a weekend. She hasn't been out.
But we did that with
Alex, but I'm talking Alex. It was
no,
10
that's
minutes.
not what I'm talking about.
You're not? Okay.
Daya's people.
Oh, right. Yeah, but I'm saying see Piper's life. She's out of the prison. She doesn't go back and have a storyline outside of the prison. It might be an interesting choice.
I don't know. We'll see.
Because they can't
I don't know how many seasons they're planning on going.
Yeah, this potentially
it might
could
be
be
that
it.
As soon as she's out, the show's
story's
over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope not.
Yeah. And I don't think
I think
legally they can say, hey, we've got to deal with
people.
this riot, so everyone's thing is extended by a year. No, they were in a term for X amount of time. And as long as Alex and Piper didn't do anything here, which they haven't, and in fact, they
helped that woman. Yeah.
That might actually bode well for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's interesting to see what they're going to do here. But I thought this was fantastic.
The druggies all true to form.
Oh my gosh. That
gathered
was
at the drug
hilarious.
closet.
Do you think we could shoot up?
Oh my gosh. So
Ooh.
They're working together, sort of, except not.
No,
they're tricking
Nikki was
the meth heads.
controlling. Yeah,
Nikki's she's working the meth heads.
right.
And then the one is trying to chew through the bars, and she's like,
She
"You
goes-
can't do that with your meth teeth."
And then she's like, "I'll show you," and she starts biting it,
And then she's like, "Never mind, it's not going to work."
biting it.
Oh my
The other one
gosh!
was using her shoe like a rubber shoe,
Yes,
hitting this metal gate. You're like,
you're going to be
there's
here for
nothing.
4,000 years.
that's never.
So
gonna
they've
work.
got the keys, Nikki and Laura.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
Shut up!
I'm totally.
It's been
drunk.
5 seasons with her.
You know what? I'm struggling with a lot of them. So Lorna,
Lorna.
Nikki and Lorna.
I was close. So they've got the keys to
Yes.
the medicine cabinet. Let's call it.
We'll call it that. Yes.
And so they were just about to let them in. The meth heads were just about to let them in. So
Yes.
we'll see
well, no,
what
they,
happens
they
once
did
we
get
in.
in because they were already, the meth heads were laying on the ground asleep, and it had Nikki and Lorna standing there, and they were drinking the NyQuil.
Oh, I missed it. How did I miss that?
They were drinking NyQuil, and or something like that. And then of course that's when Nikki started hitting on Lorna, and Lorna's like, no,
I
no.
did see that part. Okay, so I somehow I missed that other.
Yeah. So yeah, they did what they were trying to accomplish.
Funny. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. So then there's
Oh my gosh, anyone that tries to take any contraband though, like if they take drugs to hide to use as prison currency, they're like SWAT teams are going to come in there and rip this place apart.
and they are going to
You're hurt.
have
Even the
their-
woman with the carved soaps, those are going away.
Yeah. they're going to have extended sentences though.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. So one of my favorites was Big Boo and Pennsatucky.
Yeah.
In the commissary.
That was the greatest.
And she would Pennsatucky would be like, "Well, you can't have that because you have to have sweet with the
right, sweet and salty.
And so that wouldn't be a good combination. So no, you can't have that." And
Boo's like, you know what? He didn't take the magic, so
Coates, yeah. Because
Coates
she
did-
gave
it's
him
like, he didn't take the magic, so screw him.
She gave him just the Twizzlers,
Yeah.
but
You didn't get salty with that, idiot. So funny.
But Boo doesn't like. Well, I don't either. The fact that she is still
No, but this was a lot
connecting
that
with Coates.
This was a lot we talked about last season because we think Coates is completely ignorant.
Yes.
And he seems remorseful about it. Like all of that is there. Does it make it right? No. But maybe given time, and that's what she's got here in prison, maybe given time, he will evolve. Maybe he'll get help. Maybe, and maybe she's willing to, let that kind of be because she can't do anything. She's in prison and she's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe
But she
she's
was
willing to
being
give him a
overly
chance.
nice to him. She was giving him
But I think
everybody
that was
else.
happening
She's
at the
like,
end
"Get
of
out of
last
here!
season.
You can't have anything or whatever."
I think that
and-
was happening end of last season. She was already saying like, "This is my friend. I feel bad
Mhm.
that my friend is messed up and it caused a messed up situation, but he's still my friend."
I guess so. We'll see.
It's still not
but
excusable.
Boo
and it's
doesn't
still
like
horrible,
that at
but-
all.
Yeah, Boo's not, but Boo wasn't as angry about it as last season. So I don't know. But that whole thing of them sitting in the commissary and their conversation.
Oh my gosh, they're hilarious.
Excellent.
And they had my favorite line of the whole episode when they were behind the gate, the two of them at the window, and they go, "Have fun storming the castle."
Yeah.
When they're
so funny.
they send them off on their way.
That for sure is going to be a meme. We got to make
Oh,
that.
it was so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this was an excellent episode. I am so ready for this season. I think this was a way to start one. Like,
yes,
it was just excellent writing, and the characters
so
were great.
well acted and everything.
And I mean, seriously, we're still in the middle of it.
Yeah.
If this was traditional TV, it would have been a 2-hour premiere because your story is going over at least a couple episodes.
Yeah.
Here they don't do that. Here it's, one at a time or whatever and all at once. It's an interesting choice to do this.
Well, Piper had one that I loved too. The when they had the woman with them from the prison, the one who works for the prison.
Caputo's girlfriend.
Yeah, and after they had her for a while. You
Yeah.
know? And Piper's like, she reminds me of me. She's more annoying.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's
She's not
somebody
really
more
annoying,
annoying.
but yes.
Well, So-So's more annoying.
Oh my god.
Poor So-So, though. Her heart's broken.
She is heartbroken, and then Judy goes in there.
Poor Judy.
And Judy, I mean, she's just like, get me out of here. She's smart, though. She goes right in there. She's like, we're not leaving this room.
Right.
We are holding up until this is over.
But they have access to outside.
They do have access to outside, but they're not going outside.
Right.
I wouldn't.
But they had the door open. That's
Yeah.
where So-So came from.
But with all this going on, I mean.
But I don't think anybody else has access to outside.
Right. They have access to outside. And, well.
That's where I'd be.
That's because Flora made sure of that. She locked
Right.
everything up. Or Flores.
I don't think her name is Flora.
It's Flores. But seriously, you know, they don't know at this point, as this riot's going on, they could put snipers up in those towers because they never really do that with snipers there, but they could.
Yeah.
I wouldn't step foot out of that thing. I would just say, like, we're in here, white flag, we're holding up, and not do anything. Because, number one, as they piece through this and investigate, they're going to find out you were holed up and you were safe.
Right.
And you weren't trying to do anything.
Right.
Number two, you didn't try to escape. The door was open there. You stayed put.
Well,
because
it just takes them out
foot
to the
outside,
courtyard.
they would have legal right to shoot them.
No, it just takes them into the courtyard.
Not when there's a riot going on.
Whatever.
When there's a riot going on, you're locked down. All access is shut off.
Because you know that?
I do,
you've been
because I was
there.
in a women's prison at one point.
You used to have this really great mustache.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No. No. All right. Is
All right,
that
we
it?
got to go get to the next episode.
Okay. Couple of quick things. We do have a Instagram for Orange is the New Black now. So follow us on Instagram at Orange Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Orange Podcast. We have a Facebook page. I know a lot of you already go to that. Keep going. Tell your friends. Subscribe. That is the best thing you can do if you get us on iTunes or Google Play or wherever. Subscribe. That really, really helps us get the word out. And if you want to send us an email, southgatemediagroup@gmail.com. I think that's it. Martha, you done? Martha, you done?
Yeah.
All right. Inmates, back to your cells.